Compatible Podcast. This is episode 22 for July 10th, 2012. My name's Tony, and I'm joined, as always, by my fellow podcasters, Mark and Jason. And as you notice, that's a little bit different than as usual. You'd also probably notice that the podcast is kind of late this week. If you follow us on Facebook, you would have gotten some minor hints as to what was going on. We had some... what should we call it? Tech issues?
Mishaps.
Some mishaps. Stuff's been going so wrong this week.
We had to hit the reset button a couple times.
So anyway, we're recording from some new fancy schmancy equipment. It's not quite dialed in yet. We've been having problems with it.
Mostly because it's not really fancy.
It's not fancy schmancy at all.
Shut up.
But hopefully you guys can hear us well. Sorry if we sound a little bit different, but that's all it is. And by this Sunday, hopefully we have everything hashed out and everything's back to normal. We've had scheduling conflicts, tech problems, just time. It's been rough. But I'd like to kick the show off with how we always do with our weekly roundtable and catch everybody up on what we've been playing since the last time we all spoke.
Okay. Roundtabling, which usually starts with me.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Today, I was actually playing some Borderlands for the first time in a while. I had that. I'm boosting right now.
Good for
As
you.
for like the last week, well, it's those stupid Robot Revolution stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go for all those. Those are stupid.
Yeah, they're not stupid.
That's all I have left
It's
to
very.
do.
You feel very good after you do get them, though.
Because somebody didn't wait for us.
Tony.
Yeah, that guy. Other than that, I think I'm still in a baseball mood. I've been playing like 2K11 still. Other than that, I don't really know. I did a few games, but not that too much. So
Nice.
Well, I started off the week playing some WWE 12 with my cousins. They were over. I kicked their ass and then moved on to Minecraft.
How old are they?
One is 19. The
I
other
was
one's
hoping
13.
you
yeah, I was say, like,
4.
No.
Like, and I
Third-
messed them up.
13 and under, and he
That's-
just kind of like
that's when it
rubs in
started.
his face.
Yeah.
That's when it started. It was way back when. Then I moved on to some Minecraft just to piss off my cousins
Nice.
because they thought it was extremely boring. Played some
But
Gears
it's
of
so
War.
fun.
Played some Gears of War with some lame people. I pretty much had to carry everyone through 50
He's
waves.
talking about
of
me
horror.
and Tony right now.
Is that what you're calling it? Carrying us?
Carrying you,
Is that
yeah.
what you're
Power
calling it?
leveling.
I believe I had the most kills.
My, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
At the end, we
I was
can
not-
go back.
that I
There
didn't give
is
shit
a
about.
silent person in this room that might have had more kills than you.
No?
No? He's saying no. He's mute, by the way.
He says nay.
He says nay.
He was one of our four. We had one. Who else did we? It was
My
just us
buddy.
four, wasn't it?
No, my
Oh, yeah,
buddy,
your buddy,
Mexican
right.
Joe.
Yeah. Anyway, we
Named
were,
Jose.
We were cheat. Mexican Jose. We were what?
Mexican Joe. Mexican Joe. It's
No,
Jose.
it's Mexican Jose. Fuck it. We were. What were we getting at Chivo, right?
Yeah.
What it's called multiplier,
Force multiplier.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And we unlocked it.
Yeah. It was it was just beat all. Oh no, it was just kill the Lambent and Zerker with everyone as like a mechanic, bard, or
Bard? So he sings? Plays a little
Yes,
guitar?
He's got a little guitar. All right, Baird.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah.
that's good stuff.
And then literally, I think it probably took us 3 hours until we switched to that map, and then we got it first time every time.
2.5, and I think technically we did about 98 waves with dying.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're up to, about 90.
Purposeful dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're like, maybe the Lambent will be next. And
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
that first map was completely useless.
All except the one death that he didn't die on purpose on when he got blown up by the tickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was talking a lot of shit because I was the only one who didn't go down for like ever, and then I went down and then
Nobody saved him.
It was just merciless relent.
Yeah, like, get him. The game knew.
Nobody wanted to
Before
help
I
me.
move,
They were
before I
standing
move
over
off
my
of
bot. Yeah.
Gears, I want to throw out a challenge to anybody of our listeners. Got to put on Instagib. Got to try to smack the Burmok.
Oh yeah, get a
It is
Brumok
awesome.
melee kill.
It's phenomenal.
As for me, I didn't have much time. We spent an awful lot of time playing Gears of War. Besides
day.
that, we've been dealing with this,
Yeah,
so I haven't been doing too much
Work.
gaming. Yeah, the whole work thing.
His 15 jobs.
I got 3 jobs. It's rough.
12.
It's not fun. Plus the podcast and the website.
9,
See, okay, see.
And the volunteering at the football. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how many is that?
Whatever.
6.
I only get paid at 3 of them.
Quit the other 3. The ones you get paid at, I mean, of
yeah,
course.
obviously. Okay. So, yeah, that's about it. we're shortening the week. We're not going to.
Yeah, we're shortening the week. We actually were going to plan to do this if we did record on time this week. We're going to kind of shorten up the news stories for this week. Kind of do like, I don't know, some of the bigger ones, but discuss them more.
Yeah.
So let us know how you like the new formats. I guess it's going to vary week to week depending on what I actually get. But let me know if you want to go back to the old format, just me finding anything I find interesting, or whatever you think of this. So comment. We always read the YouTubes, Facebooks.
Yes,
leave me dirty
Twitter.
emails. I don't know.
Tweet
They
him.
always suck.
do that one.
Yeah,
Leave
do
them
that
dirty emails.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the Borderlands 2 Veteran Awards were announced this week. I know we're all Borderlands players, or at least have tried it. So what's cool is that you're actually going to be getting like heads and like costumes and stuff. Borderlands 1 didn't really have this, but Borderlands 2 is going to have like you can wear like heads. Like you know how in, like Saints Row you can decorate your head.
So you can change the way your character looks. is what you're
Yeah,
trying to
so
say.
like you can have like General Knox's head on. I can't remember the character's name yet, but
Zero.
what's that?
Zero.
Oh yeah, I mean you could just put it on Zero's, whatever. I don't.
Don't sit back there and whisper at me. If you've got something to say, come
There's
over
a
and
circle-
talk
I
on
don't
the
remember
mic.
their names either.
Yeah, I don't know this,
article,
but
it was,
you
like,
can put on
months
like
ago.
General Knox's head, and I don't know.
I think one of them looked like an alien queen.
Yeah, something
think.
like that.
Something
I mean,
like that.
A lot like.
Oh,
Spider-Man.
Oh
Spider-Man,
yeah, Spider Ants.
Good call.
Thank you, anonymous person in the background.
Yeah, he's our sort of guest, half guest.
Sorta?
Not yet. Eventually.
Eventually,
Yeah,
guest.
Eventually, when we give enough, wrong facts, he'll just jump up and grab a mic.
Oh, so I should just start making stuff up so we have a guest. All right, I get
There
it.
you go.
So it's going to be interesting. I mean, in a first-person game, customizing I don't know. It doesn't really affect me unless it's on the gun for the most part. But whatever. You have something else to tell yourself apart, your friends apart from your other friends. I don't know.
I
Or we
think,
should all just dress the same and piss everyone off.
I think the only comparison I can draw to that is going back to Dead Rising 2, putting on the, I want to call him a Lego, but he's not a Lego. The little server bot from
on
Mega
your
Man.
head, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then wearing the Borat bathing suit. Borat bathing suit.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking
Now I
about?
know what you were talking about. I thought you were
And just
okay.
running around the mall like that, pissing Andy off. Because it was just bare ass cheeks and a chainsaw and a server bot head.
That sounds great.
That's what my costume was.
God, that was like one of the few games I think I've rage quit in my life because of those stupid psychos. Those things are just brutal the first time
What,
through.
in Borderlands?
No, in Dead Rising 2.
Oh, those sites. I'm still.
Yeah,
in
no. It's
Borderlands
Yeah, I'm just
mode,
saying
and
that
I hear
game was
Psychos.
brutal for me.
Rock on.
All right, next news story. The Ghostbuster developer is going to make a Walking Dead into a first-person shooter.
Yes.
Yeah, this I teased a little bit on the Foss books.
Oh no!
But I have a question for you because I did not know that the Ghostbusters was. Now, are we talking the good one, the arcade game that came out on a physical disc, or are we talking the crappy? What was it, Sanctum of Slime or something?
Sanctum of Slime was the crappy arcade download
Was
one.
that because it's made by Terminal Velocity?
I was so upset with that one.
I was too.
Because the other one was Activision, but I don't know who actually made the game. I think they're both Activision, aren't they? And I'm not sure who made the.
Who the hell knows?
Well,
Either way, the
Mark
disc,
has-
the physical disc retail one was good.
That was awesome.
The Xbox Live one was horrible.
I tried the demo and I was like, they ruined it.
Since we haven't really touched base on it too much, I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. I've read every issue of the comic. I own the book. I own both seasons.
Yes.
Robert Kirkman, the creator of Walking Dead, actually a while back stated that it would be stupid to make a Walking Dead first-person shooter when you have games like Call of Duty with zombies or Left 4 Dead. He goes, it's not going to be better than those. So it's interesting to see now that Activision is going to take a shot at it.
I like it's no secret I'm a huge fan of pretty much everything zombie. I don't like Dead Rising. That's about the only one I could think of that I'm not a huge fan of. It's not
Operation Raccoon City.
Resident Evil I like. They just been falling off.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Dead Rising. It's just whatever. But
Yeah.
and I love first person shooters, so I love the two mixed, and I'll probably really enjoy the game. But if you're looking at it from a dead or from an actual Walking Dead standpoint, I don't really think this is necessary. The whole point of Walking Dead is like it's like the struggle.
The
It's like,
struggle, the
yeah.
drama that goes on. And playing on that, I don't know if Mark has any more information on it, but the game itself is actually going to be a first-person survival horror style game where you have to manage your food and the survivors with you and things like that. Also, too, it's going to be the Dixon brothers, which did not appear in the comic book. They're solely to the TV show, which is Norman Reedus.
Dale. Yeah.
Norman Reedus' character, and Merle, which I can never remember his name, but he played Svenning in Mallrats.
Yeah.
They're the two main characters.
Isn't he also the angry dude in Lost?
No, the different bald angry guy.
There's
John
so many
Locke?
bald
Yeah.
angry guys.
The only guy from Lost I remember is John Locke.
Yeah.
Just angry.
Yeah, he's
Bald.
good. He's a good guy. He's my favorite
Bald and
character,
angry.
though. Besides Boone, but
I-
he died.
I really hope this game pans out to be something good. I'm currently playing through the. I always mix them up. Telltale or Traveler Tales.
Telltale?
Yeah, it's Telltale.
Yeah, it's Telltale, the Walking
we,
Dead. Like
we
the
just
ones.
played through episode 2, and those are phenomenal, and it really captures the style of the
Walking
series.
Dead, what it's supposed to be.
This one is solely going to be based in the universe of the show, which some hardcore fans don't like. I absolutely love it, and the most badass character in the show is Daryl. Sorry,
Yeah.
Daryl, and I think running around with him as with a crossbow is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
And
is.
it is the I did look it up. The Good Studios, the original, the disc form Ghostbusters.
You
Nice.
guys who actually made
Nice.
a good game. Okay.
Yeah,
I do want to take 1 second because it's popped up a couple times, and I'd rather address it and put it out there. You may hear a couple little popping or some rustling. Again, we are working on some quality issues
it's
here.
not
We're
a
still-
legit setup
yeah,
just yet.
We're literally. I have Super Mario duct tape on things, and
We will put pictures on the Facebook
we
wall.
will. And I'm not ashamed of it, but I mean, we've got it working. We're working it out. So you'll have to excuse the quality. Again.
Expect
Sorry.
better
It's-
quality
I just
to
I,
come.
We're
I kicked the
zeroing
mic
it all
stand,
in.
and I heard it pop.
It's
No.
it's okay. It's
We'll be good.
It's a transitional week, guys. We're switching a lot of stuff. We'll make a bigger announcement about it at the end too, because I got some stuff to announce.
Okay. Next
Stay tuned for it. Go ahead, sorry.
or leave now because of that laugh.
Yeah, I don't have that thing to make you sound like a rapist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever. We'll work on that. We can do that post processing. Whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Resident Evil 6 demo had a secret campaign kind of tied away in the file structure of it. Apparently, there's 3 campaigns for Resident Evil 6 right now. Apparently, there might be a 4th secret one, which would be pretty cool. I don't know if anyone is a Resident Evil fan. I know we were just talking
Yes.
zombies. That's why they're back to back here.
Now, I was actually listening to another podcast from.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Get outta here.
I do our research. Keep us. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I was listening to another podcast, and this guy, you guys probably know him, Ryan McCaffrey, like the face of what used to be OXM.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He
Crickets.
nobody knows who I'm talking
No,
about.
I know who OXM is.
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
No,
He's
I'm
like
just being a smart
yeah,
ass.
he's kind of nerdy
Insert
or whatever
crickets
because
later.
he doesn't swear, he doesn't whatever because he's got to keep everything super clean and super family friendly.
Oh, yeah.
But I was actually listening to his displeasure in the game because he got such an early copy of it, and I guess he says the game doesn't have focus. It's the three actual campaigns. They're trying to mimic 3 of the old, like they're trying to mimic 5, 4, and one of the other ones. And the campaigns are so drastically
Yeah.
different in the way that they perform, and they don't mesh well when you put. They should have. What he was saying is they should have just picked one to remimic and made a game out of it and just ran with it, as
Okay.
opposed to having 3 different complete styles put together and try to have it make
Yeah, because
sense.
each campaign is vastly different.
That's what his major complaint was about.
And
Yeah.
I totally get that, but also too, we have to, it's a demo still.
Yeah.
It's not the finished version, and I have to kind of give some props to Capcom because they've been taking a lot of shit lately about having all this on disc DLC and kind of ripping off the fans and whatnot. They're giving you literally like 3 separate games with 3 unique styles rolled into one.
That is another way to look at it.
One big game. I haven't played the demo yet. I know I've watched
Yeah, we
tons
need
of videos.
Dragon's Dogma for it right
which,
now.
I'm gonna probably play this weekend. But just in the scope of things, them being able to kind of offer something like that, 3 different campaigns, 3 complete unique play styles, I kind of, without trying it, just from afar, from watching it, I think it might it might work. I give them props for trying something different.
Yeah, it could work out well. Just relaying messages of what I heard. I don't really know. I haven't really. The last Resident Evil I liked was Resident Evil 4, so this is like so low on my radar of upcoming games that it's just like there's like honest to God 15 things in front of this.
See the opposite. It's one of like my top. There's 3 coming out this year.
Oh,
I'm more like Tony. It's in there, but there's things that come first for me. It's something that I might pick up later, though.
Yeah. No, I've got the special edition. I've got 2.
I'm very interested in the collector's edition, though. I mean, that's a ton of games coming in there.
Have we told people what's in those yet?
Which one?
I think I did a few weeks ago.
Collector's edition. There's 2 different collector's editions of Resident Evil. One for PS3, one for 360.
And then there's one in Japan where you get the coat for $3,000, I think.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah.
That
you
looks
talked
stupid.
about
Yeah, I talked about that, but yeah.
Now I remember.
That was a few
we
weeks
went
ago.
through it,
Anywho, PS3 version has like 1 through 5. 360 has like 3, 4, 5, and Code Veronica.
And then the movie.
Yeah. So you got those ones. But yeah, anyway, so if you want any of those are like $90. It's a really, really good deal for $30. You get
especially if you don't
5
have
games
those
at least.
downloaded already.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, cool. Moving on. I know we have some fans who are big into the Marvel vs. Capcom series, so I will let you know that Marvel vs. Capcom Origins will be coming out to Xbox Live this September, and I'm guessing PlayStation Network probably same month as well. So there you go.
Do you actually?
Go ahead.
I read a little bit about that.
I was actually about to ask about it, so go ahead.
It's actually 2 different games put together. Oh geez, now I'm gonna blank out on it. The Marvel game, and like the first Marvel game, and
Marvel
then I think
Capcom.
it's the X-Men fighter game that came out like the one before that.
Oh, okay. No,
it's supposed to be like
that's cool. I'm not a historian on the Marvel vs. Capcom
Yeah,
series,
there
so
was they did a fighting game with just solely X-Men characters before that, and then the next one was Marvel vs. Capcom. So
wait, wasn't that at Galloping Ghost?
Yeah, Galloping Ghost.
Galloping Ghost actually has that at their arcade.
Our local arcade, not super local. It's like 25 minutes from us.
It's
but
the best one around.
Yeah,
though.
it's the best one in the Chicagoland area. They literally have an entire wall because they're pretty well organized over there. Where they start with the first game.
They actually have them lined up in chronological order.
Chronological order, and they also have one of those with. It began with Kingdom of Fighters, I think.
Okay.
And then it kind of progressed and went through the line, and I don't really know enough about it, but
Sure.
Yeah, I watched you guys play the X-Men one.
Yeah, I was having the guy
cool.
explain it actually to me, and he was showing me how they were all. They have every single cabinet, they all work, and they're all in order. Every game they've ever made for that series. It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. All right,
That really didn't have anything to do with anything, but
No, it works.
Hey.
I don't know if you guys have been looking at the Epic Mickey series, but it seems like the second one's turning into this like half adventure, half like music game. Apparently, Epic Mickey 3 is right now looking like it's kind of going to be a full-blown like musical game, which is going to be weird. Because it is going to be a 4-game series. I announced it, I don't know, a month ago or so. Yeah. But literally, a full-blown like interactive music game is what the third one is what they're going to try and turn it into.
This one, I know I've brought this up on the show several times. I'm a big fan of the first one. How's that?
Good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the first one. I think I'm the only... Did you guys even ever play that one?
No.
I unfortunately...
My Wii collects dust.
I did not
it's a
have a
professional
Wii
dust collector. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does pretty good at it, too.
I did not have a Wii at that point, but I that was one game that I was actually like tempted to.
Well, I played it, and it's actually one of those... Like, because obviously the Wii doesn't have an achievement system or anything of the like, and it's one of the few games that I went voluntarily to collect all the movie clips and all the little collectibles and whatnot.
That was pretty cool. You did explain the collectible system. It
Yeah.
did sound really cool because it actually adds. I know South Park does it exactly.
Yeah.
I've seen all the South Park clips for all their games. They always put the clips into, but I actually did go out of the way just to go get them as well. So I know exactly what you mean.
Well, there's little stuff. Yeah, there was no reward system for it. It was just for me to see it and get all the collectibles. And
You mean like an old school game, essentially? You know,
Yeah,
where
you
there
actually
were no
collect them.
achievements, there were collectibles
Yeah.
in the game that rewarded you.
Yeah.
So I'm actually looking super forward to the second one. It's a shame because what I'm actually hoping that they end up doing as a pre-order bonus or some kind of collector's edition
gonna do
or
it.
something for the PS3 and the Xbox you already know what I'm saying, right? Would be to release an HD upgrade of the game that just came out a couple. I know it's not going to happen. Everybody's shaking their head and just look at. I can hope, I can dream, people, and then we can have it on the Xbox.
I have a dream.
Yeah, on the Xbox and the PS3s with achievements and trophies and HD upscaled, and then we don't have to touch that Wii remote. That
Okay.
I feel better.
Okay, cool. He's done. Cool.
But a third one with music, I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what they're going for right now, so we'll see. Yeah. Anywho, also, I got 2 more for this week that were kind of cool. Battlefield 3. I don't know if or not Battlefield 3, Battlefront 3, the Star Wars series, came out with another hour-long like footage that they've been popping out of nowhere the last month if you've just been looking for it. And literally, like, it looks like it's a finished game every time. And like, this was a game that they canceled. I want to say.
2009?
It was 3 or 4 years ago. I was gonna say, but literally like this hour-long demo is like because this is it was a half-hour demo before. This is a completely new one that came out, and the game looks completely done. I really think that these footages are just leaking because they want someone to pick it up because it looks like they only need a few more months on it, which is kind of sad because then somehow it didn't actually. I mean, the first one sold very well, and I just think they keep leaking these, hoping the game will get picked up. Because the videos are getting quite a bit of hype on them on YouTube.
Usually, Star Wars stuff does really well.
I remember when they were like originally announcing that game, and they released the concept art of Darth Yoda, and he just looked awesome. Just evil.
I'm gonna have to
Yoda.
look that up.
Yeah, look it up. It's awesome.
I'm gonna post that on the Facebooks.
Yeah. I get it. I pretty much buy everything Star Wars.
Yeah, here's my money.
Yeah. Whatever. Are you doing that right now?
No, I can go back, but yeah, I'm just interested in that. My last thing of the week is Halo 4 announced that it will need an 8 gig multiplayer install. That's massive.
Well,
just for
Reach,
multiplayer.
Reach required 6, 5.5. Nobody, everybody's looking.
Well,
at me.
that was
being glanced at again.
I was gonna say that wasn't a
Nobody
required.
remembers? Okay,
that wasn't a required install, was it? Though I can't remember.
For multiplayer, I remember at GameStop having
you had to
them,
sell. Yeah, you had to sell a hard drive with
because
it.
the
That's all I
4
remember.
because so it's
really?
it's over
Okay.
4 gigs.
Yeah.
See, Jason remembers this too.
Okay, I do not actually, even though I
you
should.
couldn't- Yeah, because people that wanted it with because right around then was when the Slim line was coming out too.
Okay.
And you had to let people know that the 4 gig internal was not enough. The whole thing was not enough to run even Reach.
Oh, I do remember that actually. Yeah. Okay.
So I think it was like 5.5 or whatever. So I guess it's not that big of a stretch for this one to be 8.
Okay.
Another 2 gigs. So whatever.
Yeah. Okay. I did not remember that until I got refreshed.
See, I'm
there.
sneaky. I'm sneaky.
Yeah,
Especially
so-
when it comes to Halo.
Yeah. I would love them to have backwards, like, because it's running on the same engine, which is like a first. Usually they've always had a mod of it. I love to see the actual maps from Reach come in, because I mean it's an a bit of an upscaled version of the Reach engine, but everything should still be like compatible with it. I'd love to see more maps like that.
Actually, from what I'm hearing, I don't know if they're just trying to pay people off and build up hype or whatever, but from what I hear, Halo 4 has pushed the 360 to a new level of visuals that no other games even come close to.
Really?
It's really not.
I know it was being played at RTX, or the Rooster Teeth convention, this past weekend, actually, which I was going to broadcast from, and then last second I didn't go. But I'll get you next year. Hopefully I'll get like Jeff Ramsey to like say hi or something, because he's my hero. But yeah, so that's pretty awesome though. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I mean,
Spartan Ops seems like the coolest edition. I think.
I mean, we all know the 360 is very, very close to being maxed out. If not, it already has been. But
certain games,
whatever they're doing, or they're tweaking slight lighting. I don't know what goes into building a game, but I mean, they're doing some stuff to make it look, I guess, from what I'm hearing, better than anything else that's on the 360. Yeah. It's not just a little upgrade from what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's just a new way of actually making stuff and rendering it. I'm totally blanking on the word. It's not
all
really
shading and stuff. It's just tricking your eyes. I know Forza 4 did that.
Yeah, shaders are really
it's all
memory
shading
hungry.
And lighting and stuff, and all of a sudden stuff looked better than.
Shaders are a little bit different than like shading, but yeah, same thing. But yeah, just the way that things are actually being made now, they're not really making with polygons anymore, which is what nearly all games were. I'm totally blanking on the word, so it's with a T.
Matters
Don't
not.
remember. Yeah. If you know what I'm talking about, you're like, oh, I know what you're talking about. If not, you're completely lost.
You can punch your computer and be like, Mark, take that.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, so news of the week. There you go. If you need a
If I
hard drive, go ahead. Oh, go right ahead and interrupt me. I'm just kidding. Go for it.
No, yeah, it's a little shorter, and also we know stuff has happened today and yesterday, but since this is supposed to be on the show in 4 days,
Give me some time.
we purposely withheld it because we're treating it as if it was still Sunday, if that makes sense.
What do you mean? It is Sunday.
Yeah, it's totally Sunday, the 8th. No.
Sunday the 10th. Oh, yeah.
So-
You're right.
So we're well aware that some news happened this week, yeah, but
I don't think there's been any news. I think it's just been...
Also, we're trying to shorten the cast because we're recording at nearly midnight, so we're going to scratch this week in gaming history. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. One second here.
Let's be honest, though. There's no news until we announce it, okay?
Well, yeah,
That's
nothing
just,
happened.
Just sum
The
it up that
internet,
way.
don't
Yeah.
pay attention to the internet.
We're also going on one laptop right now. I'm thinking about
No.
getting
None of that
a
stuff.
tablet or a laptop. We don't know. I need something that can do USB.
Yeah, Androids.
Well, why don't you
USB.
build something?
Oh, okay, let me just get some paper and
Androids-
and
Androids do
sticks.
USB.
You know what? That might work. Throw a little Mario duct tape on it, and you're good to go.
Or I might just start printing out stuff. I mean, I'll go way back. And
Print?
go away from digital.
Print?
I know. Oh, I did actually miss one story on there. EA wants to be 100% digital in the near future. So I don't know if they're aiming for a... They might actually start doing digital launches probably within the next few years is what the statement came down from. I think this was DeMartine. I can't remember his name right now. I don't know the computer anymore, so I'm completely lost. No, it's
you unplug him and
It's
he just
it's Dave DeMarty. Basically said he wants the company to be 100% digital. So you might not be able to go into stores to get games. Is in their plan. That's kind of what they want is to you have to download them or go to stores and buy the codes and then go download or something around those lines.
Well, I think kind of touching on that a little bit, they're trying to jump the gun on maybe the direction that the
Yeah, they
industry
think
and the
that's going.
councils are going to go, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just them kind of,
Well, it's because they have Origin as
bolstering.
well.
Yeah.
Steam's been doing it for
I'm sorry, they have what?
Origin.
What?
The thing that does Steam stuff.
Huh?
But apparently is better than any EA game that you have was automatically put on that list and you didn't even know about it.
I have Spore.
I do too, actually. I don't even know where that is. It's somewhere at home. It's
Mine's right over
lost.
there.
Oh man,
I've got the collector's edition
why would you ever do such a thing?
because it was on sale at Circuit City when they were going out of business for $10.
Okay, I understand that then.
All right. We're going to hop into this week's questions, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Emails.
Emails. We have from one of our most loyal listeners, Andrew Dillon, sent us a question. Do you guys like quick time events in video games?
It depends.
Yeah, I would have to say that too.
I liked them because they first came around. And I want to say Resident Evil 4,
God of War invented them.
a game that I played.
God of War.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, there's two different types, in my opinion, of QuickTime events. There's the ones that happen within the gameplay, okay, and then there's the ones that, a la Resident Evil, that kind of happen within the cutscene.
Yeah, you could say those are
You
two
see-
different
you know what I
types.
mean?
You could even say God of War. Sometimes you have to mash the button.
Yeah.
when
I get
the
what
button's
you
on
mean.
screen and it says to rip them apart or whatever.
Yeah, I totally get what you mean, but my opinion is QuickTime events are what kind of catch you off guard a little bit. You're not expecting them.
I like... Oh, sorry, go ahead. And then I'll
Oh,
go.
I was gonna say in a game like Heavy Rain, I was completely used to I have to watch the screen the entire game, otherwise my characters are gonna die, which sadly happened at one point. Oops. Anyway, so there's games like that, but then exactly how you're saying, there's those games that kind of catch you off guard, and I'm not really paying for some reason. They always come up when I'm paying the least amount of attention.
Yeah.
I don't know if
They do it on
The
purpose.
most
I
Yeah, I
boring
was gonna
part of
say.
the game.
Yeah,
What
and-
happened?
well, okay, now I have to go do that. So yeah, it's interesting to see if they're actually doing that on purpose to maybe catch if they do a, hey, play this game, and they're waiting to see when they're looking down or something, and then they added stuff in.
what were you guys were saying with like I was mentioning earlier with God of War? I think they kind of started it with like what you guys were saying when you have like a boss battle in game during gameplay. It's like quickly slap on triangle a bunch of times, then you'll cut to your cutscene, and then it's like hit square real fast, then hit X real quick. It kind of combines the two. Then there's other ones like the problem with the other style. I always go back to it. We're gonna reference the Uncharted series real quick. Is
This
what
guy over
they
here.
do it?
See how
but
he
see,
just smiles.
what the problem is because I tried to bring them in and I found my opportunity in this week's episode.
So
but
I got to plug
it's
Batman
it's
somewhere, right?
it's scary. You do.
I gotta get trials in too.
I hate when it can almost take you out of your element because
Yes,
with Uncharted, I know the first time you see it and like this crate comes down, it slides out of nowhere. And you're like, oh crap, and then it tells you to hit square or something real fast, and if you miss it, all that happens is the screen goes gray and it backs up 10 seconds, and you redo it until you succeed. But now you know that box is sliding on you, so it took you out of the moment. It did the number one thing games are supposed to avoid, which is letting you snap back to reality for half a second and take you out of the world it's trying to immerse you in.
Yeah, I've got two really good examples, and one's a pro and one's a con. Made by the same company. Is the Jurassic Park game was highly based around QuickTime events that kind of overtook the action that was happening on the screen. So it was just giant buttons everywhere, and you're looking at the buttons and you're not really focusing on what's happening in the story.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side, in the game The Walking Dead, it's even your conversations, your dialogue trees are QuickTime events. You have to react quick, and that kind of pulled me into the story more and different branches and everything for your options. Not so much like, oh my god, a zombie's biting you, you have to hit X. If you don't, game over. That happens. But if I don't catch it in time or I don't think of my response, it's going to drastically alter the way the game goes. So that really pulled me in on that. But Jurassic Park killed it with it being all over the screen, and I think God of War 3 was a 2 or 3 was a little obnoxious with where the buttons were
I think it was
popping up.
3.
They were like right in the middle or like really bold in the corners, and you had to like you ended up looking away from what was happening.
Yeah.
Well, it actually mimicked the PlayStation controller, is what it was trying to do.
Yes,
with
but I feel at least with the limited amount of time that I played the game, it kind of pulled me out of what that character was doing.
Yeah. You look away from the glorious
And
that
you-
Sony
what's on
Santa
the
Monica
screen.
makes.
You kind of
yeah.
remember that
They
you're
should just
playing
put
a video game.
They should put like some secret, like have a button pressed in the top left corner of the screen, and then like do a release that's coming out, like spoil it right there, and everyone misses it. No one finds out for months. It'd be hilarious.
Now that you brought up Telltale, that actually reminds me of something I'm still in the middle of. I'm like 3 games behind, and I'm actually still playing the Back to the Futures.
Yes.
How do you like that one?
And they're good.
Loved
But I finished episode 1, and in episode 1, I was trying to get a trophy. I can't remember. It's at the end of the game where you have to properly mix the formula.
Yes.
Okay.
When you're young Doc Brown and you're telling him and you're cranking the different things.
Yeah, and he's like fighting with his dad in the corner.
He's
and
keeping his dad preoccupied so that you can mix the equivalent of plutonium or whatever it is that he ends up using.
So you're sitting there and you're like trying to pay attention to what he's doing and trying to think of what button but then you're missing the animation and you're missing the story and you're missing what's going
You're
on.
missing
'cause
part of the game.
Yeah, because you're sitting there focusing on something else just to try to complete it, and the trophy's actually pretty hard to get. You got to sit there and like do everything perfectly, like 20 or 30 in a row.
First try.
I
my name's Jason.
I have a complete like.
Hey, I'm bragging about a PlayStation trophy.
I know, right?
Okay, look at that.
You know, I actually am actually going to say I hated the only trophy in Heavy Rain I don't have is the one where you have to properly do the police chase on the freeway.
I always get in an accident.
You know, yeah, okay. I
haven't played it yet, so.
I seriously played it through like 30, 40 times, and I got to the last part where you have to use the stupid 6-axis to jiggle the wheel.
Yeah.
But you have to like jiggle the wheel, like you use the controller as a wheel, and you have to go like you jerk back and forth like you have a wheel in your hand. And the last one, you have to be so precise. If you overdo it, you lose. If you underdo it, you lose. Well, you don't lose, but you lose a chance of the trophy. And I literally spent hours, and that was the worst trophy ever. And like
almost
literally,
had platinum on Heavy Rain.
just if I don't remember what the trophy is because it's been a few years, but literally type that into Google and look at the rage.
I'm sure there's
pages
some
that we'll
awesome
call.
videos online for it too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so that is my absolute rage story. That is interactive,
QuickTime?
Yeah, whatever, QuickTime scenes.
QTE.
Yes.
Now, really quick before we move on, I know the game didn't do very well. I did play through it. It was Lollipop Chainsaw, and the game gets super repetitive very quick. But they do kind of break up the monotony of the game with some pretty cool little interactive QuickTime events, which was nice. Kind of a change of pace. And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other question we got this week was from Brendan Joyce.
Hi, Brendan.
And he wants to know what's the best. I'm going to switch it. He actually asked for phone game. I'm going to call it mobile, be it tablet,
same thing.
tablet
Yeah.
or cell phone, as
Yeah,
opposed
same
to
thing.
just phone, that you've ever played. And he wanted everyone to know that I got to expand this. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to think, what was my all-time favorite? You know, I really... the one I've been playing the longest, I would have to say, is the Baseball Superstars series by Game Evil. Literally, it's just like really arcadey baseball game. It's really kind of addicting with their like be a pro kind of thing if you're a sports fan. That thing's really good. Otherwise, I'd have to say that drag racing game. I've never been when I first got in that drag racing. It's just called drag racing. I was addicted to that. Like I killed my phone battery. I charged my phone twice a day when I was first started playing that.
I don't know
If you want a minute to think, I actually
No,
got something to read.
Go ahead and read what you got.
Okay, I
I've
just
already
want to
got
let you,
mine,
because Brendan Joyce actually did let us know that his favorite was, that he just bought NBA Jam for Droid X, and he wanted everybody to know it plays very well. And actually, one of our other listeners, Metro Android, chimed in, and he said that the Zionia series on iOS is pretty good if you like
That
RPGs.
that is also by Game Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't get. What was the name of it?
Zionia? I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Zionia? Okay, I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
iOS.
But that's if you're an RPG fan.
Yeah, I think there's like
people that
three
are
of
trying
them,
to help
3
out
or
the
4 of
community.
them.
Yeah, community, yeah.
I was one of those people that had an N-Gage.
One of 10.
Well, funny
Well, they
story.
have, like,
is,
1
is
million, I
I
think, or
broke
something, I
my
can't
little
remember.
clamshell phone, right? And I had trading credit for GameStop and went and got an N-Gage. And
How did that go?
I actually it was a horrible gaming device, which everybody knows, but it was actually a decent phone. To be completely honest, I kept it for like 3 years.
That's
Turned
crazy.
around and sold it for like $50 to a buddy. So I mean, Tony Hawk, but that doesn't really count because that was the only playable game on that damn thing.
No wonder it didn't last for long.
I'm going to be very specific and answer his question for phone. It was just called 3D bowling. And I would sit there for hours just bowling. But to kind of, you're modified, there's Infinity Blade.
Oh,
which
yeah,
is,
there's
which is awesome.
That was my answer.
Fine,
Rage
then
face.
I'll
Do you
change
have a
mine.
tablet?
I'll change mine.
No, I
All
played
right.
it on Jason's.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
change
yeah.
mine. You can have Infinity Blade. You can talk about it. Because my number 2 would be, it's made by NetherRealm Studios. It's Batman Arkham Showdown or whatever it's called, which is a very similar style game, but it's kind of like half fighting game.
I know some of the people
Merge,
who worked
yeah.
on it, actually. How are you going?
Where's my Ed Boon autograph? Come on, man.
Well, I'll work on that.
All right.
I got people who
Get
are
on
still
that.
working
Get
there.
on that.
Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, as for
If
me,
you listen.
I typically don't do the cell phone tablet gaming thing. I did play that on Jason's tablet for a while, and it's pretty immersive as far as tablet games go. I actually hate it when people say that the whole tablet cell phone thing is the way of the future because it just doesn't have the same experience that you can get on a console.
The games are different. Well, yeah,
It's
definitely.
different.
Even
It's
from
different.
like a
Yeah.
DS game, they're still
It's
quite
just
different. Yeah.
But honestly, and I'm not trying to have a cop out at all here.
Copping out.
Mine's Tetris.
Ain't nothing wrong with Tetris.
I was gonna say like for like most common people, I think they probably end up saying like Tetris or
Yeah.
like Bubble Breaker.
I love that.
Brick or whatever.
Yeah, I
either
play
one.
Othello, all those stuff. But mine's Tetris. I've had that since my very first phone because it's so primitive, and I've had it up to, and I still download that on my nice fancy, Galaxy S2 and stuff. It's just like I still play Tetris. I don't care about the garbage that's.
I will say this one thing for kind of mobile and tablet gaming and everything like that. The one thing that kind of appeals to me, and I consider myself a core gamer, I've got my whole setup and everything, but it's kind of like a resurgence of the arcade, if you will. It's quick games that you can play for just a few minutes. Sometimes
Definitely.
they're co-op, sometimes they're not. Well, just like technically Infinity Blade, actually, they have it. It's an arcade game also. But
I get the whole thing behind it. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it. I even play them. What I'm saying is people out there literally think that
is gaming.
Is going to, like, destroy the Xbox.
No.
Like, the
No.
iPad is what's going to take down the PS4.
If
That's not going to happen.
If you want my opinion, I think it's the way of the future for the handheld.
Yeah.
And you'll see a more drastic evolution of mobile gaming kind of overtake the handheld market down the line, and you'll see more developers kind of embrace mobile gaming the way that some of them have already.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's a lot of profit in mobile gaming.
But console, no, I don't see it.
No, that's. I think there's plenty of room for all of them. I don't mind tablet games. I don't mind phone games. That stuff's it's all good. I just personally, I don't get that into them.
And just to take a shot at you, because I have to,
By all means,
I like Angry Birds.
I happen to
I
like
have no problem with Angry Birds.
Well, it's not what your Facebook post said.
Well, no, it wasn't. It was the Ford compatible one. Yeah, because
Angry Birds Space happens to be my
the whole
favorite
trilogy's
one,
coming
It
out
is.
on the PlayStation.
I was so disappointed to hear that Space wasn't a part of that
Me
trilogy.
too. That was my favorite one. That's why I'm not really interested in it.
I was
Because
like,
I've
who
done the
cares
other
about
ones.
Rio? Who cares?
The movie.
The reason I was upset is they're going to probably charge like $15 for those 3 games. That are
And
like
just
and
like Plants
they're
vs.
all
Zombies,
three
which
on
is
me.
another
they're
one.
going to play better on the phone, which takes a lot for me to say. The console will not.
They're
going
gonna
to
support
games
Kinects.
well.
I have to
So as long as it's late, you can
Yeah,
play
as long
it.
as the lights are on.
Yeah.
I have to debate ever so slightly with you.
Go ahead.
Personally, I feel that Plants vs. Zombies plays better on the console than it does
Yeah.
on the mobile.
I love the co-op in Plants vs Zombies. Actually,
Yes.
it's pretty cool fun.
Yeah.
I will take your word for it, sir.
Well,
You know what's
you're
it-
just going to have to try it.
I've
it's-
only played it mobile. So
I haven't.
don't. Well, we'll have to do that right after the podcast. I won't
36
wait.
downloads.
It is really shocking that actually this has not come sooner, just for the fact that Angry Birds is one of the most played games of all time
Yes.
already.
Well, technically, it's some way, shape, or form on the PlayStation Network. You can't buy it.
No,
from
you can only
store.
get the first one.
Yeah, but you can't like buy it from the store. You have to have. I don't know. I'd
It's
look for
funky.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, so literally, this is a game
I
that's
could
been
find out.
this has been a game that has not had its 3rd birthday yet, and is one of the best selling games of all
Aren't
time.
they worth like $1 billion now or something?
I think it's more than that probably at this point. But yeah, anywho.
Once you get past the first billion, does it really matter? at
Oh
that
yeah,
point?
yeah. I did report on that. It is they have over 1 billion downloads.
Yeah, and at $1 a piece.
Yeah, because
plus you got to buy
how
those.
it's like 1/6 of the or 1/7.
1/7 of the population. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So surprisingly to
Alright.
come sooner. I'm really surprised people weren't like jumping on this to get it out as quick as they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's hop into rumors. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Hold on. Push
This
the
show's
buttons.
gonna end up being the
No.
same length anyway.
Yeah,
We're
probably.
doing good. We're doing good.
No, like I think it's gonna be like regular. We're like, oh, it's gonna be all short.
No, we're doing good. I'm watching.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
watching. Okay, so rumors. First one's actually about Half-Life. Website Valve Time has posted what appears to be concept art for Half-Life 2 Episode 3. These photos themselves seem to be from 2008, but a closer look at the pictures reveal that and they're spoilers, the helicopter from the end of Episode 2
Which
crashed.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why they think it's episode 3?
Yeah, it's crashed helicopter, and it kind of gives away. Of course, as always, Valve is not saying a damn thing about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, but you can find those online. You can check them out, and some people think that it's just a really well fan made, but some other people think that they're legit.
I would have to say it's fan made, just for the fact that the copyright dates seem to be off,
Yeah.
and the fact that in the last few months I go to the dark places of the internets, and it did seem like this is something a troll would do, just because something for them to do,
Yeah, I mean,
take credit for later.
There's also to me, I'm leaning more toward fan art as well because there's 3 or 4 unicorns out in the industry that. Me personally, it's just my opinion. I feel that the developers that own the rights, the IPs, are just scared to make because there's no possible way that the game could live up to the hype that the internet's created for it.
Valve has always done such a good job
And
with
Half-Life
that, though.
3 is one of them. Like another example would be like a Final Fantasy VII remake, which the internet's been clamoring for since the birth of the internet.
I hate Final Fantasy, and I'd play the damn thing.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
everybody wants
I know.
that game, and just Square Enix has to just be crap in their pants because there's no way they can make that game.
I still remember the tech demo video for the PlayStation
yeah,
3.
yeah.
When that was good.
So I very well could. I hope it comes out. I want to play it. I don't know. Valve's seems like they're always making
Right.
It's the same shit like with Rockstar Rockstar does. They always seem
They're
to make the
not being
games,
able
and Square Enix does it too. They always seem to make the games that people didn't ask for. Everybody's like, "Hey, make Gran Turismo 5 and Red Dead 2. Make Gran Turismo 5, Red Dead 2." That's all they're fucking asking for. And then they're like, "Oh, here's Max Payne 3." Who the fuck asked for that?
Yeah.
It was a good game in its own right too,
Yeah,
but it's
but
like
it was-
that's not what your millions of. And then they're like, "Oh, why did we not sell 5 million
Yeah.
copies right away?" Because you made the wrong game.
I mean, you could even argue that for Valve, Counter-Strike did not need an update. Go is... I've heard very mixed reviews about
People
Global
still play.
Offensive.
Yeah,
I'm still
There's
planning on
still
playing.
thousands and thousands and thousands of people who play Counter-Strike daily. It is still one of the most
not
popular
even,
PC
not even
games.
the newer one, the original one.
Yeah, 1.6,
Yeah.
and then still Source is still running. Source is more than 1.6,
Yeah.
but I mean, Counter Strike series is still running strong. Go as it's being referred to. It didn't need to be made. Really, it's a nicer looking version of it.
All
I'm
right.
quite comfy with this nice fan blowing on me.
yeah.
Sure you are.
All
All
right.
right.
I always get the best seat in the house. It's just how it works out.
Tony, you ready?
I am.
All right. Halo rumor.
I already know which one this is.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the big one from this week, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is it? All right.
What we got?
Official Xbox Magazine UK has a blurb about 343 Studios working on a Halo 2 anniversary.
Big surprise.
Yeah, womp womp.
I heard it's supposed to come out. I was reading this, and they said it was supposed to come out for the 360. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
but and I'm drawing a blank here.
I've got the
Halo.
dates.
Halo 2 was
Drum roll.
2005,
Wrong.
2004.
Well, now you're just guessing.
Okay.
November 9th, 2004, my first midnight for GameStop. Yeah.
Okay, so now here's the problem with that.
Actually, that was my first
means-
midnight I ever went to.
Nice.
There's a bigger overlaying problem
14.
with all that. That means that in 2014,
14 is the 10-year anniversary.
no, that's what I was getting
Yeah.
at. That means there's still an Xbox 360 in 2014. Why?
Well, now,
Why?
let's reel it back for a second. They may be working on it for Xbox 360, but it could very easily be a dual release.
Could go both
for-
ways.
For 360 and whatever the new console is. That's a
Are
possibility,
you, are
too.
you saying Microsoft is going to Twilight Princess that shit?
It's possible. It's entirely possible.
We all know the game's coming. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no reason not to put it out. It's just a matter of when and which console.
I don't like these. I don't like what they're doing with it.
With what?
They're remaking them HD.
I don't know. You know, I've personally never been a huge Halo fan. I have played.
You bite your tongue, sir.
No, I'm not knocking the series. I'm not knocking the series, but you got to remember my experience with Microsoft came into play with the 360. So I'm Halo 3, ODST, Halo Wars, and Reach. Okay, so I kind of missed out on the first two.
The
Well,
Golden Eyes.
now I'm playing Anniversary, and kind of getting the backstory. Now, granted, I've read the books and whatnot. We're not going to get into all that, but no, I kind of like it because you're always getting new fans. There's new kids every day picking up a new console, and when one of the biggest video game retailers in the world stopped carrying original Xbox games, there's no way for people to experience that content. It's not like a movie where you can just go back and watch it on whatever, you know. It's
Yeah.
a game that they're not having the opportunity to play.
Yeah.
And it's also fan service.
Yeah. Halo specifically, I know what you're saying as a whole.
Yeah.
Halo specifically eventually ended up coming to XBLA, but or not XBLA, Xbox. What's just the
Originals.
regular-
Originals.
Originals. That's what I'm looking for on the marketplace. You were able to purchase it eventually, But yeah, I know what you're saying.
I mean,
you're
that's
talking
true,
on the
yeah.
you're talking the whole
Yeah, but I mean,
scale of things.
Yeah,
so.
also too, if you're looking at, you're gonna draw a comparison between the newest Call of Duty game. You're a 15-year-old kid. You're gonna play the newest Call of Duty game, or are you gonna play an outdated looking Halo game?
They're gonna play the new Call of Duty.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
so
know.
why not pull new people in?
Yeah.
Anyways,
These youngsters today, I'll tell you.
It's letting them produce something every year, which is the only thing. Like with the Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition, I don't know. I kind of felt ripped off. Like, not ripped off. It felt like I should have purchased it because it came out right in that time where it was all those other games. Like they tried to do the fall release, and I think it should be one of those summer games. I think that's when it should fall into.
I agree to an extent. Yeah.
Because I was putting out so much money, and I didn't really get around to even playing it ever because I had so many other games when it came out.
Yeah.
That wasn't 343. That's Microsoft having a lack of
Yeah.
IPs, forcing them to release during the holiday season.
Well, now I wouldn't really say a lack of IPs when you look back at what's come out this past holiday.
Physical Microsoft. What did they have? They had that in Gears.
Forza?
Oh, and Forza.
Yeah, look at it. Tony forgot about Forza.
Yeah.
How
I don't even
dare
play
you.
Forza. I only got that one achievement, which was a reference to Back to
Back
the
to
Future.
the Future
Yeah.
one.
Oh, 88 miles an hour.
And then I was like, I'm done with this game.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's I liked it. To me, because you also got to keep in mind it's not a full retail release. It came in at $39.99.
I thought it was $49.
No,
No,
Was it $39?
it was
Okay.
a $40 game.
they
You
just charged you an extra $10.
immediately you got to knock what $15 off for the map pack that came with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, now you're down to $25 for an HD remake of one of the greatest campaigns of all time.
Yeah.
For your dollar, I know exactly what you're saying, Mark. That the
I just
timing
didn't get,
couldn't have been
I didn't get
worse.
around to it.
and
for
you
a
didn't get
while.
your money's worth. But
Well,
For-
I agree with him.
that's
to
what
an
I'm saying.
extent,
Yeah,
because I'm just getting around to it, and it's July.
yeah.
So
You could
it's
have picked it
almost-
up now for $10 used or $12, whatever the fuck it is.
It's
$20.
still
for
up there,
free.
but yeah, I mean, it could have been for cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got my money. I'm a huge Halo nerd. I played that over Batman and other stuff that was coming out brand new at that time.
Okay, now you said "how dare me" before. Now, how dare you, sir?
You, sir.
How dare you? All you guys are going to hear is just like we're going to have a little slap fight in a second here,
Stop pulling my hair.
and then Mark, you can just commentate to it.
No,
With
yeah,
some,
I passed out on. I didn't end up, picking up Skyrim forever. I didn't get to Skyward Sword right away. I didn't get to all these games because I was playing a 10-year-old campaign. That's how big of a Halo nerd I am. And you know what? I'm going
But
to
you
do it.
missed out.
On what?
You didn't play it with Kinect.
Oh,
And
it is better.
Guess what, lady? Guess what? I'm going to do it again this fall when the Ratchet and Clank HD collection comes out.
I
I'm
played
going
games.
to-
Already played it before.
I am going to play the shit out of those games that I already played and beat to 100% on the PS2. I will play the shit out of those over the games that come out this fall.
Well, I can't disagree with
Yeah.
you because like one of the biggest releases I'm looking forward to is a stupid download remake of Tony Hawk.
Right?
Yeah,
That's only 4 weeks away.
woohoo!
Nice.
I know it's gonna be awesome. All
I'm-
right.
You know what's sad? The one I'm interested in is Tony Hawk 3, and that's the DLC, meaning I have to buy everything. Because
You
3
just
for
like
me was the
Rebirth,
best
don't
one.
you?
I actually like the high school.
High school. High school's good. There was high school. Oh, old school is what it was called into. Old school.
Okay.
Yeah. I was playing that the other day. All right. Last rumor for the week. Brothers in Arms. I know a lot of people haven't really cared.
I love the
For,
series.
Mark?
Well, no. For Furious 4.
Oh yeah, screw that. I hate that thing. That should die in a fire.
Well, you might like it a little bit more now.
No.
It's been a while since they've released.
And it was temporarily canceled,
Yeah.
according to things.
Things and stuff.
Well, they lost the licensing to the name,
Yeah.
basically. So technically that means you're canceled, but they fixed it, I guess.
Well,
I don't know.
now they're kind of, per the rumor, going to restart the series, or the game, excuse me,
What?
in more of a Borderlands-esque style. I know that was kind of what they were playing around with
Before, yeah.
but they're with the popularity of Borderlands and Borderlands 2.
And Gearbox
and-
being up their butt.
They're going to kind of relook at it a little bit more in
Ah,
depth
you're stupid.
and go that route a little bit. So,
Stupid. Stupid. So stupid. This is so stupid. This rumor just made me angrier than I ever thought I could ever be at Randy Pitchford. You brought me one of the best series of all time, and now you're just rubbing in my face that you disgust me.
What about a little Nazi claptrap?
That might be hilarious. But literally take Brothers in Arms off the name. You will make me 100% happy if you just take I mean, you're taking somebody's history. This isn't a made-up game. Brothers in Arms has been historic, like, it's a retelling of a story, and now you're throwing that name on a fictional story. I think that's a slap in the face to the people that the story was originally being told for.
Yeah, take that, bitches.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why I'm at. Seriously, if you take Brothers in Arms off the name, I'll be more than happy to actually try it out.
I think their initial idea was to kind of capitalize on Inglourious Bastards a little bit.
Oh, totally, completely.
That's, and I mean, now here's my argument for it. I don't play Battlefield anymore. Why are you laughing?
Because I'm looking at this microphone.
Shut up.
Super Mario duct tape.
At least you don't have a sock.
I got to take a picture
I
of
should've
this. My microphone is duct taped with Super Mario Brothers tape. It's awesome. Go ahead.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
I don't know. I was just making fun of this microphone.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Thanks.
So how are we on? Is that the?
That's it. That's the rumors.
You know what time that means? It is.
No, because I've only been here twice.
Tony's topic of the week.
Would you like to sing a little bit? Add into the surrounding.
Okay, now this is a little old, but it's still a big news story that happened. I'm glad Mark didn't touch on this one. So
I did for like what 2-3 weeks in a row. Maybe a week.
Yeah, you did it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So Nintendo has come out and revealed a little bit more details on the Miiverse. And
Miiverse.
What has happened is it's created quite an uproar because I guess what they're allowing people to do is, what Nintendo's doing is they're going to impose at their will and at their discretion the ability to censor absolutely everything that's on it. So people's opinions and whatnot, they can just come in and delete messages, what have you.
Why would they do that though?
Because of the little kids and stuff.
Well,
you gotta
grow
remember
up.
it's
You
Nintendo.
go to public school. You heard all the language before.
Well, yeah, but you got to remember it's Nintendo. It's got to be very, very family friendly. But one of the things they're promoting,
Nah, we can't go on Nintendo anymore. Darn it.
one of the big things that they're promoting is people are allowed to go out there and like almost go into individual games and review them and whatnot.
Kind of like an ESRB, but by
kind of like
Nintendo?
Metacritic, but officially sponsored through Nintendo, and so it's going to be officially sponsored through Nintendo. But then Nintendo is going to, like I said, they're trying to censor it. So actually, they're not allowing people to have free speech on this thing that's supposed to.
Okay, I kind of get it
free
more.
Speech.
So people can review stuff.
Yeah. So
okay, that makes sense.
I'm going to read. I'm going to quickly read a small portion of Nintendo's official statement. It's just a line or two.
Mario, Yoshi, Luigi, Princess Peach.
Pretty much verbatim what it is, and then we'll go into a quick little. I got a few bullet points I wanted to bring up and get everybody's opinion on. Okay. So Nintendo says Miiverse will allow Nintendo's virtual community for its next console and will allow users to post their opinion of games. But we're concerned that negative campaigns on the internet in which false opinions are deliberately posted to ruin the reputation of a product.
Trolls.
So, yeah, they think people are going to go and troll. But, okay. Well, see, I got a lot of problems with all this. But, yeah, that's what the top of the week is.
And when it really grinds my gears.
That's how it needs to start off from now on.
You know
Tony's
what?
topic of the week. You know what really grinds my
You know what's
gears?
pissing me off this week? Let's talk about it for 20 minutes. Okay. All right, so that's a little bit of the backstory. Without getting too in depth, let's get some initial thoughts. What do you guys think about this whole thing?
Well,
You guys know what I'm trying to focus on, right?
Yes,
Because I was
yes.
kind of
More of like the censorship
Okay.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think the way that they're trying to go is not necessarily a review, and they touched base on it a little bit at their E3 thing. Kind of like, hey, I just beat this really hard level in Legend of Zelda, or this really hard dungeon. Here's some tips, something like that. Not necessarily like, Mario sucks. I don't think that's what they're going for. I think they were going for more of kind of like a video game version of Facebook, if you will.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
it's like
that's what it
instead
looked
of
like.
instead of posting, hey, I'm at this concert, it's hey, I just beat this level in Mario. Hey, I just found this secret in Metroid.
The problem is you guys know how the internet is, though.
Oh yeah, I mean
I
that's
Which is where their censoring comes in, which
it makes sense.
it does, in my opinion, it makes sense. I understand, it's taking away a level of freedom of speech, but also, too, it's not like anybody on the internet can go and post on these. These are people that already went out and spent money on Nintendo products.
Wouldn't that be all the more reason why they should be able to say whatever they want? They did give Nintendo their $3 or $4
No,
or $500.
because first thing I'm probably going to do is draw a picture of a penis and say Yoshi's gay.
All right, Yoshi, all night.
Anyways, so I do see their point in kind of moderating.
Well, yeah, I
what
mean,
goes up
it's
there.
like moderating a forum. I mean, you're gonna have people who are gonna post stupid stuff.
Jumping ahead. God.
I'm gonna. What else can I ruin?
God, I don't know. Okay, so let's start with. Well, I guess you guys are kind of going into it right now, so it kind of bleeds in. Is this a good idea?
Yeah, it is. I mean, yes, you're all gonna, you're gonna whine because there's something to whine about, but there's not. I mean, this is something that's needed.
And until we actually try it, we don't know how bad it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean that too. I mean, for certain games, I'm sure there's not going to be, a big deal about it. But then, you're going to have the Zelda games that are going to come out where millions are going to get it. You're going to have different types of gamers there. Some people who are there to ruin it for you.
Yeah.
That's another thing really bad about this is people are probably going to be posting spoilers. So they are going to have some kind of way of filtering out the spoiler-free, helpers.
See, I mean, if I don't even see how they're going to be able to monitor all this. Like, it just
Depending on what
there's
game
too
it
many
is, it's going
people,
to be, yeah.
And it just doesn't seem any different than the internet. Like, it seems like they're trying to me, it just seems like asinine that they're trying to censor something that, to me, this thing that's on the console is no different than, like, blah, 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 Nintendo.com
Well,
and blah, 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 this or
Game Facts.
IGN or whatever. Little kids go to those, too. They see swearing. They see spoilers. This stuff
They
is
go to public school. They know all
everywhere.
about swearing.
Well, I think it's more along the lines of not necessarily that you'd be able to do it with the Wii U, but let me ask you, can you post a dick pic on Facebook and get away with it?
Yeah, as long as none
let's
of my
check.
friends report it.
Let me check. I'll get
And
back in
I
15
think
minutes.
that's and I'm not talking about Dick Cheney either.
Because I was going to say, dude, I'll send
Yeah,
Tyson
Tony
dick
does
pics.
some great dick
I
pics. Sends you pictures of Dick Cheney and Dick Van Dyke and
Moby Dick.
Moby
Should I
Dick.
put the dick pics on Facebook?
Maybe.
I'll get away with them.
Maybe.
I'll get away with all
See how
types
long
of
they
outfits.
last.
I think that you'll have official moderators, but it'll also be a peer system to an extent too, where you'd probably be able to report people for doing stupid stuff.
I can't concentrate. I'm just thinking of all the dick pics I'm going to post on Facebook later.
Oh man,
Go ahead. I'm sorry, dude.
I don't even
I don't even know what to think about now other than dick pics. This is great.
Dick pics.
All I can think about is dick pics.
Okay, well,
In context of it being a Nintendo product, I understand. Until I try it, I support it. If it was to branch out and be something like that Microsoft started doing and maybe the more adult console started doing, I probably wouldn't support it, but since it is a kid-friendly, family-friendly environment, that there does need to be some type of moderation in place. Now, on the flip side, I'm going to throw out, because I have to get one in anyways, and I haven't yet. In City of Heroes, there's a profanity filter.
Yeah, every MMO has that.
Yeah, which you can turn off if you choose.
Always have it off.
Okay.
You'll miss most of the chat.
This is true. Maybe they'll have something like that in there too.
Oh, I'm sure that's going to be something in the parental filter.
You don't have to. This isn't supposed to be just. We're not talking about letting swearing go on Nintendo's.
No, I was saying
Nintendo will even if somebody comes out and says that their game was no good, in an adult fashion, to be like, hey,
I get it. I mean,
I didn't like the new Mario. They can censor that.
Yeah,
they can take that off their Nintendo Run forum or whatever.
And since it is their product, I can understand it. If it was a more of an open source and they tried to pull that, I'd be against it. But it is their world. It's their four walls.
Yeah. You
got to play proper within those
stuff
parameters.
like this has been going on for some time. I don't know if you ever check like Amazon and go to like any like kind of like techie product, usually like microphones and whatever else like that, video cards, computer stuff. But if you go and look at the customer reviews, anything below like a 3-star, some customer service representative from that actual company has actually commented on it, saying like, hey, email us directly and we'll see about helping you out, and they will actually ask you to actually take off the product review after it as well. They'll try to help you out as well.
It'll take down their score so bad.
With exception of that asshole and that controller that was made for handicapped people that happened like a year ago.
Yeah. To me, like I know what you were saying a little bit earlier. The thing is, out of the four major groups, and I'm talking Nintendo, Xbox, PC, and PS3.
Oh, he acknowledged PC.
Well, because we're talking fanboys right now, and they have their own. They're their own crazy breed.
Oh, we know.
I'm not talking about the core that play across all platforms that are normal and give everything a chance. I'm talking about the real crazy blind love. Nintendo's making a product. I'm buying that, and I'm not even looking at Xbox or PlayStation. Okay, those guys. Nintendo is the most tight-knit of the four groups. They're the ones that they seem to be a little bit more okay with putting it mildly, taking it from Nintendo.
Yeah.
Whatever Nintendo tends to dish out, they seem to like even Xbox and PlayStation. When Sony does something stupid, the PlayStation fanboys will call them out on it, and Microsoft fanboys will do the same. Whatever Nintendo does, their fanboys are just kind of like, "Oh, this is automatically awesome."
Yeah.
So, to me, even if they let this go, it seems like it would almost work itself out, censor itself out, if you will, because you're going to have the early adapters that buy the Wii U that play multi-platform.
Mm-hmm.
Within 6 or 8 months, they're probably going to get tired of the motion gaming like they did with the Wii, with the original Wii, and move on to the new console. They're not going to stay there for 3, 4, 5 years. And who has that much time on their hands to constantly go and bash and troll every single game where it actually would make a difference to do it enough? Everybody's giving me goofy looks.
No, I'm not. I'm listening.
You see where I'm going, though? It's just like, who's
again?
Wouldn't they just go play the PS4 at that point?
I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm also looking at it from the perspective of you can't go on to Wizard 101, which is a kid's game, and post dick pics. No, you can't go on there.
Back to where my mind's been at.
You can't go on there and you can't, get absurd with it. They keep you in check. And I'm not even talking about profanity. There's a lot of people out there that moderate things like that. I know back in the day.
Dick Vitale.
Back in the day.
Andy Dick.
I actually got.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
I actually got banned from Steam because I went on a Steam forum.
Dick pics.
No. And I couldn't get something to work properly, but I guess I didn't phrase it properly, and a moderator chose to ban me for it.
Well, that's just off the forum, correct?
No.
Oh.
They banned my Steam account.
What did you say?
this was literally like 10 years ago, and I don't even remember. Being completely honest. But I couldn't get something to work. It's like, all right, I'll go to the forums. Posted it up there, and maybe it's the way I worded something. I don't know. My actual Steam account was banned. Again, if you're going to play in their world, you got to play by their rules.
But that's a forum. I don't know.
I don't think that kind of thing would stand up. I mean, depending on what you said, I mean, that seems...
I mean, I'm not saying that Nintendo's going to ban you.
I mean, that seemed like it was a little bit maybe out of hands that time. I mean,
it was very, very early in Steam's
Did
life.
you ever get the account back?
Oh, yeah.
Or?
Oh,
Okay. I mean, usually it's not a perma ban.
Yeah.
It's like a temporary thing.
And again, I mean, I think at that point I was like, fuck you, Steam, uninstall for like a year, and then I was like, I want to play Team Fortress.
Oh, wait, you're better than anybody. The Orangins, or whatever we're calling it these days.
What?
I've had people in the store calling it oranges lately, and it's caught on, sadly. Same thing with Rayman Oranges. I know I mistakenly actually said that a few weeks ago.
I don't think anybody knows how to spell origin.
Yeah, sadly, this is just people talking, and I've caught on to it, and sometimes I mistakenly say it either or.
Again, not to get too far off topic, I completely, again, I understand where you're coming from, but we are an older gamer. Nintendo, they're not trying to appeal to us.
Okay, here's the problem.
Mister, I'm wearing a Nintendo shirt.
I am wearing a Nintendo shirt.
There's another Facebook picture.
We're taking pics of me.
Yeah.
We're taking more dick. Jesus.
Is your middle name Dick by any chance?
Here's the honest problem I see with this. Okay, I don't care about the free speech. I get that there's a place to censor that. I get there's children. I get it. Okay, my main concern is them being upset about someone in an adult fashion, non-profanity, child or PG-13, blah blah blah, etc. If they go about it the right way and say that a first-party Nintendo game was not good, Nintendo will censor it.
Yeah.
But hold on.
Sorry, I apologize.
Can't people just praise a bad game then? How would Nintendo monitor that?
And then have people pay to give you good reviews?
You see how messed up this is? See, nobody thought of that shit, did you?
Are you really gonna?
Are people really going to sit there and make all the bad ones?
No. Well, I mean, that's one, and again, that's kind of like, that's a little absurd.
Can't Nintendo up their own stock?
Oh, well, they already do that. In Nintendo's world, Microsoft and Sony doesn't exist. The Wii U is cutting-edge product here, okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
But for every one bad review they get, Nintendo themselves, without the fan base, can post 50 stories against it. Do you see why they should stay out? That's okay. Go ahead.
No. I mean, I understand, and I don't think it's going to be as simplistic in design as we think it is. The interface will be, obviously, but I think there's going to be some kick to it. You're not just going to be able to write whatever you want or rate whatever you want the way that they say. Again, we're talking about a foreign company, and sometimes things kind of get lost in literally the translation.
Yeah.
Just like when they came out and said, a few weeks back that the internet might not always be free on the Wii U. That's kind of what they meant. Just like what they didn't mean.
$599 US.
Exactly.
I mean, everyone's probably going to go that way eventually of the paying for internet.
Which
I shouldn't be surprised.
But what I interpreted from it, and what a couple of online things that I read was the interpretation for that was, well, maybe Nintendo's going to have a premium service,
not a pay-to-use service.
Yeah, more like kind of what PlayStation
You're being
Plus
optimistic
is.
On that.
A little bit. A little bit, but I mean that's also kind of the route that online gaming's going right now. You've got your free service, which is bare bones, and then you've got your paid service, which is going to give you perks,
everything.
And Nintendo perk going to be what free original Nintendo games or some crap like that.
If Nintendo's smart, I see no reason for them not to offer a premium service alongside with their free service.
But I think
they get it that their market is 5, 6, 7-year-old kids that don't have an income, so you offer them the free service for their premier customers. It's stupid to not see it. I mean, we've done some math on it before. Xbox Live has like 40 million users that are paying $6 a month to use their service.
8 now.
That's no joke. Well, when you buy it over the course of a year,
yeah,
it's about $6 a month.
Don't argue with me.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's hundreds of millions of dollars coming in every month.
And that's
just,
not even
just for service. That's not advertisement dollars.
And that's not including their Zune service.
I need to use my Netflix.
The money they're making off the Xbox Marketplace, that's nothing. Not to mention software, actual physical sales and controllers. And that's just Xbox, the service.
I think bringing it back again, until we actually see Nintendo's service in action, as opposed to what they just kind of little teased at E3, we kind of just got to play it by ear.
Oh, yeah.
I totally get them wanting to have a death grip on what is said on their network, on their platform. I get where you're coming from too, that there could be a boosting issue here for bad games. I want to say that hopefully they're going to be smarter than that. Because the same can be said if 500 people go on Xbox Live and give an arcade game 5 stars that sucks.
But Xbox doesn't monitor it.
Most people don't even care about the rating system.
Nobody, exactly. People don't care.
And I really don't.
I think it might be overthinking the Nintendo process a little bit, because what Nintendo initially cares about is getting your money. And once they get your money and you got a couple of games, then I don't think it's going to be as strict as what it appears on the surface to be.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, I kind of
sleepy time.
Tried to I tried to shorten this one to keep it a little shorter and sweeter to get through this one. So, I really only have a couple more bullet points, and we get some final thoughts. I wanted we kind of touched on it briefly. If you guys think it's especially here in the States, if you guys think there's a bigger issue here with free speech.
No,
because I'm super anti-censoring anything over the web. I'm super against it.
I agree on the web. Again, this is in my mind, it's not the web, it's Nintendo's specific.
It's their little corner of the web,
that they've built.
Because I get it on television, I understand it on network TV. I get it. I get it in polite company, but the internet is not polite company, and I'll get to that in my final thought. Go ahead.
But no, I mean,
because the whole thing is when you're already connected to the internet. If say the Wii U has a browser, they're literally 2 or 3 keystrokes away from getting
dick pics. Porn.
Yeah, the harsh reality without Nintendo being able to.
Sure.
It seems counterproductive to me. But sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to touch on the free speech. I agree 100% with you that if I go on to a social media network and want to say whatever I want to say, or on a forum post that is non-sponsored, non-owned, and say what I want to say, that there should be no restrictions. It's my opinion. If I want to bash Nintendo, I know where to go to do it. I'm not going to do it on their hardware.
Yeah. Because
I already know that they're either going to see it and delete it, or they're going to, whatever the case may be. I mean, I'm going to be preaching to 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Which is, the internet now anyways.
Yeah.
I don't really have a point there.
No, it's the internet, man, where the guys are guys, the girls are guys, and the little kids are FBI agents.
Dick pics everywhere.
That was good, Tony.
Yeah. I like it. Okay, the last one I had really is, do we think this can backfire, blow up in Nintendo's face at all?
Everything has potential to blow up
Everything
in Nintendo's
does.
face. They're already behind the 8 ball here.
Well, yeah, they're fucking 7 years behind the curve.
Exactly. I mean, I applaud them for them for trying.
The worst part, like you said, we don't know yet because it's not out yet.
Yeah.
But the worst part is they don't even look 7 years behind. They don't. They don't even look to be at where Xbox Live was when it launched. Plus, now Xbox Live has 7 more years of. It went through growing pains already.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look like they're just catching up to when Xbox started, and it's a little scary.
Well, rewind
5-6 years ago to
PlayStation
was a
ago,
mess.
And Nintendo didn't even acknowledge that something called the internet existed except for Phantasy Star.
Yeah, they pretended it wasn't around. Yeah.
Okay. Their big connectivity was linking 2 Game Boys together with a cable so you could trade Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
So,
idea.
I mean, they're already coming from behind. I applaud them for trying something new. I think it'll be, at least I hope it would be, again, like I said before, a Facebook for Nintendo fans.
Okay.
That's my ideal vision of what it's going to be. If that's actually what happens, who
Okay.
knows?
Anything else on the backfiring, Mark, or you guys just want to hop into some final thoughts?
You can hop into some final thoughts.
Rock on. Anybody want to kick us off?
Well, I don't really know where to go with it. I've kind of
Just go on a rant.
I've already kind of thrown everything out there that I had about it.
Okay.
You know, yeah. Until I try, I'm jaded enough as a gamer as it is. Okay, after the years and years that I've done it, that I know what I like. I kind of know what I want out of a system. This whole social network thing, it's going to be cool for about 5 minutes, and then I'm never going to look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's the honest to God truth. I'm going to pick up a Wii U to play the new Mario game, to play Zelda, or whatever the case may be. If I see a friend pop up, awesome. If not, I'm never going to use it. Ever. I remember when the Wii came out, I made like 50 million Wiis. Everyone had a little Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I never cared about him again.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't. At least on the Xbox, like, I update my avatar once in a while when some new cool shit comes out. But this thing, I'd rather have true Facebook, Twitter integration than Nintendo's stupid little social media club.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna have to agree slightly on that as well. Like, until I see what the potential of this is, I don't think it's gonna be a service that actually gets used very much. I mean, I don't know how quick what's gonna be quicker, going to this little message board and trying to find the right answer? Because I know it's gonna be kind of split up where you can find what you want from where you're at in that part of the game. I know it's going to be split like that from what it sounded like, at least at E3. But, is it going to be quicker? Is it going to be easier to go through all those messages and see who's helpful, or to just browse online and see who's got up, the guide or whatever?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to come down to what's going to be quicker, what's going to be easier to do. And if they do it good, then it's going to be a useful service. If not, it's a missed opportunity where it's going to just, it's going to basically be dead before it started.
Yeah.
I like the integration, which they demonstrated in Mario, which would be kind of cool if Xbox did it, or whatever, if they steal it, where if we're playing the same game, it'll kind of show me on an overworld map where you're at. Kind of like what Fable tried to do. That was really cool. That's all I really need as far as what are my friends doing?
Yeah.
That's it. I don't give a rat's ass what everybody else is doing. If you're not on my friends list, you don't matter.
Yeah. As for me, I mean, I don't like I don't like it. I don't like what this could potentially mean for the internet. But luckily, it's on Nintendo. For me, Jason actually made me think about this all right now. I don't care. I'm not going to use my Wii U for the stuff that I'm already going to have on my PS3 and my Xbox, which is the multiplayer experience and stuff. My Wii U is going to be for Zelda and Mario, which are primarily single-player campaigns. If I get stuck, I use my cell phone. I might check this thing out, but I won't ever. So I guess it really isn't going to affect me too much. It's more or less the overlying point that Nintendo feels that they could come in, offer something. It's just a little scary what that could mean for star ratings and Metacritic scores or whatever of what they have, or if people actually take these seriously as being completely community based, and what if they're not, is what I'm worried about. But as for like being like, oh, hey, do you guys all want to play Call of Duty with me in 20 minutes? Sending out messages like that, if it is a Facebook type thing, that's just not going to happen because I'll still be playing that on my Xbox. So for me personally, it's not a big deal. It's just the point, I guess, that's a little upsetting. And that's all I really have to say. Anybody have anything to add?
Dick pics.
Dick
Take
pics.
pics.
Andy Dick.
All right.
This has been episode 22. Thanks for tuning in. Please catch us in 4 days-ish.
Something like that.
We'll be doing this whole crazy mess again. And, again, sorry about the sound quality. We should have everything knocked out by this upcoming Sunday. We
Hopefully.
have some... Huh?
Hopefully. Next week or two.
I like my sock.
We got some exciting things in the works. We're not sitting back on our heels here. We got a lot of cool things on the way, guys. So stick with us, yeah? And we'll talk to you guys in a few.
Hooray.
Bye.